Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
Sock it to me.
And good evening, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com. And tonight we are joined by Mr. George Peter Gatsis, who puts way more work into his comic book than you do, and I guarantee it.
Hold on a second. I got to comb my hair.
Oh, okay. Well, do that, please.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Looks the same.
Oh, no, this is before. After.
Oh, I blinked. And I missed it. But you could put those on a little spinner and just spin around, watch his hair flap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do a little, two-piece repeating animation there.
Paper cutout with a little string on the back.
Yeah, just twist it up and then pull it and spin it. So you've been, every time I see you online, you are working on another panel for the Joe King saving everybody again for the first time book.
Yes, I am.
Still on schedule?
Yeah, it's still on schedule, but that's price hike. Oh my God, it's making me ponder my life choices. Why did I choose to exist on this planet? Good God, 30% hike in Canada Post and also United States Post Office.
Yeah,
great.
Yeah. Well, we're still going media with you, except for the other stuff. But
yeah, I know. It's right now. It's like I can't even ship the ships with the books.
No,
the shipping cost would be. Oh my God! It would be huge.
We weren't going to do that anyway, right? We were going to ship the ships separately.
No, well, the big ones, yeah. The little guys, they were going to go in with the actual books themselves.
Yeah,
but 30% tax hike is like, holy shit.
Well,
now I have to disassemble the ships and make it as flat as possible.
Yeah, well, you're delivering in December.
Yeah.
And that is at the end of the current temporary shipping hike for the U.S. for priority and post and first class mail packages, which is what we got to use because ships are plastic; they're not books. So technically, if you deliver late December, we could be shipping early January back at the original prices we had, beginning of the month. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. See? So we just got to wait them out.
We'll wait until the shipping, the Canada Post and the United States Post Office crashes.
Well, I don't know about the Canada Post one, but
yeah, the Canada Post, they bumped their prices up right with the U.S.
But is that also temporary for the holidays?
Not a clue. All I know is they said 2 weeks to curve to bring the curve down.
Yeah. Well. Oh. Yeah. 2 weeks.
What? Too soon?
Mike, what are you doing? What are you doing? Mike's in the chat. He's telling everybody that somebody else has a better show.
What?
Yeah, but Pops does have Chris and Diana over on his channel right now, the Tmuloviches. And yeah, that's. I think about that before I let that off my tongue. They did, by the way, Mike, in case you haven't seen it, they did a piece for Critical Blast. We were on their launch stream the other night for the first 15 minutes. And it was me and Marmalade insisted on being there. And
that guy's taking over your life, isn't he?
well, you know how kids are. But he spun the wheel and he won a sketch. So Chris delivered this sketch, which is now I've been sitting here thinking, where can I find an infant-sized Easter vest that's green and yellow checkered? Shirt and tie is not a problem, but
is that the George Costanza or Kramer gag? Because it looks so familiar. The composition.
Well, it's the old 1980s portrait gag. Remember how you'd have the one facing, and then they would like superimpose your head looking off to the side.
Yeah.
For everybody's school picture thing.
Yeah, that's right.
but with the American flag behind it, I'm like, yes. If we're going to put a puppet in the White House, let's put a puppet in the White House, and we'll just
let's put a real puppet in the White House. Not one that's senile and old. What? Too soon?
Put in one that's young and has a brain full of fluff.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I thought this was just super cool. This is a first 2D, almost 3D textured, and at least in that head that's looking off to the side there. So, first Marmalade art has been done.
You know what I'm looking at right now? That Marmalade. That could be a fridge magnet. The head itself.
That could be. That could definitely.
Oh my God! You know what? I did some gags, nerdrotic bouncing ball gags a long time ago. Have you seen them?
I've not. You're bouncing ball gags with nerdrotic?
Yeah. I did it as a gag. Give me a sec. Let me go to my YouTube channel.
Okay, but you're talking about like the old follow the bouncing ball and sing along.
No. Much better.
Because I can only think there's the follow the bouncing ball and the one that Bunny Rabbit would always pull with Mr. Moose on Captain Kangaroo, where all the ping pong balls would fall on him. Yesterday's
I just saw the graphic for the show.
Filling the void. Well, I picked that picture. I'm like, it's just Joe King in a big void. Oh, yeah, and we had a void for the show. So
where am I going? What's going on here?
Yesterday's Fool is getting the Sin Killer tomorrow. You and a lot of other people. I was sitting there the first hour of the day watching Pirate Ship. I'm like, why is this not moving? Why are these last ones not? And then I'm like, Columbus Day, no mail. So I quit obsessively refreshing the screen today. I said, that's a thing I don't have to do now. But yes, everyone should be getting the Sin Killer by tomorrow. I think it'll all be done. And I can move it into the fulfilled column.
All right, I found one of the bouncing ball gags. I'm going to share screen right now.
Okay, let's follow the bouncing balls. As soon as I get a screen to show.
There we go.
There it is. All right. This better be public domain.
It is. Sorry, I just saw it was like low res.
I thought it was a little fuzzy, but then I figured it was just because of it being, StreamYard.
No,
and Canadian internet.
Because I was a boomer. I've been watching. I've been doing internet on my cell phone today because I got no internet.
Aha!
I've been killing the phone data. Okay, here we go.
I know that tune from stuff too. Heard it before. Your bouncing ball doesn't have a beard. I get it.
Okay, that's one. But here's one that's a little more in your face, so to speak.
Okay.
This speaks more volumes. Give me a second.
Mike, I try to get there as often as I can, but I do more than the show. I've got to be watching these movies that they send me to review, so I'm obligated to write things up, and I got to watch them. And when it's a series, it takes a lot of time.
Here, this is more in your face.
Okay.
So he squashes the shows.
Yes, squashed Picard because he didn't like either one.
Yeah, exactly. Squash Picard. Yeah,
Oh,
that's right.
I got a new coffee mug.
Zoom in.
From Antarctic Press, so you
very
can
nice.
see Common America.
Yeah,
you
I
see
see it.
Punchline.
There's even Booster Kiwi in there.
Yes, there is.
I don't know how he got in there. I try to get in there.
That's one damn fine cup of coffee.
The illustration makes it,
It does. It makes it sweeter somehow. But I of course got it to support our friend who's doing Niobe, but I also got it because I was doing the Rags interview the same week. So I'm like, yeah, why not? Support our guests. Try to support our guests as best I can. So
go on. Spill it. Ask. Don't beat around the bush.
George,
just do it. Do it.
Okay.
I'm right.
Everyone makes fun of your book. Not make fun of your book. You do a great book. They don't make fun of your book. They make fun of Joe as being the Blue Muppet.
Yeah.
There's obviously a Muppet-esque influence to him.
Yeah.
Why has there not been a puppet made of Joe?
Oh, it's expensive.
Well, yeah, there is that. But you could make one. Where? Oh, I've got to look something up too.
Okay. The truth is, I'm taking sewing classes, but when COVID came, when the COVID happened, I wasn't able to get my sewing diploma, so I can't get my sewing machine, and get into the fabric community so I can get the right fabrics.
That makes all kinds of sense. Now, why does he look like a Muppet? I mean, when you were putting these characters together, you got a wide assortment of them. What drove Joe's particular appearance? And while you're telling me that, I'm going to tell Robert Roberts that if he follows this link right here, he can go to New Age Ninja Corps and get himself the same mug. And they're not even paying me to recommend it. You
it's
also
awesome.
You can get the Robots print there too, and some other stuff from the Rags comics.
I modeled Joe on the inspiration of the Roadrunner Coyote cartoons.
I can see some Chuck Jones in his anatomy because he's not, Muppet. He's lithe and he's got some fluidity.
The coyote. He's a complete. He tries and always loses, and that's the gag with joking.
Well, the coyote always loses because he won't bid out to other vendors.
But he always orders from Acme. I don't know what to tell you.
I know. He's always ordering from Acme. He's always funding on Acme. He doesn't try any other sites.
And the physics of the universe do not apply to the coyote.
Well, this is true.
Which is a beautiful concept, and that's people ask me, so what are Joe's powers? I go, well, he flies when he has a red cape, and the physics of the universe do not apply to him. That's why the Gravity Consortium are really pissed off at him.
Because he employs cartoon physics.
No, but because he defies the laws of gravity, so they want to sue him.
I think one of the best things I liked about the Coyote and the Roadrunner was that not only did the laws of physics not apply to the Coyote, but when it suited their purposes, they did apply to him, but didn't apply to everyone else. For instance, when he would paint like a scenery and expect on a rock and expect the Roadrunner to run down the road and think it's a scene and just smash into the rock, and no, he'd actually run down that road and disappear out the other end. But when the Coyote tried it, smacked into the rock because reality.
Yeah. Well, I have a theory of that. The paint that he used from Acme was not coded to his DNA.
Oh, it was on a different vibratory plane.
That's right.
I like it. Yeah,
unstable molecular paint. When he paints something, the physics of that paint job, affects other characters differently.
I can dig it. It's again cartoon physics. It works for Captain Carrot, by the way, in DC Comics. By the way, DC Comics is still around, despite themselves. Everybody's seen the news today, right? What else can I say?
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, they're taking established characters. It's like, you don't have to, ruin the brand of an established character that has existed over 70 years.
Yeah, well, is John Kent really established though?
New character. That's it. I have no issue. I have no issue with with the whole gay or whatever, bi, straight, whatever you want to call it, right? It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to label it. It's just the concept, the technical execution. It's unnecessary. I mean, make a great new character, so that way people can fall in love with the character as this character is being born into the comic book universe, and there's no conflict of history.
The fear there. There's a fear there that a new character with that particular baggage attached to him or her is hampered from the get-go. It's
that's the whole. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. And no, it's not a fear. It's the hero's journey. It's tough at the beginning. You go through the turmoil, you go through the challenges, and you persevere. And that perseverance, it makes the victory, and the hero's journey that much sweeter. You got to start off, in the losing end of the spectrum.
I get start off storytelling
with failure constantly on your shoulders. People are not going to accept that character. Yeah, great. But persevere. Keep that character going for a year.
Take the loss.
Make the best stories you can, and watch the people who were abhorrent at the very beginning come in at the end. And victory will be that much more awesome.
I would have much more respect for that than this.
It's this mindset. It's this mentality that victory has to be given to me instantly. No, man. I'm special. I gotta be victorious. The moment I start the race, not running the race or finishing the race. I gotta be victorious the moment I start the gun hits, starts the race. It's like, no, that's not life. That's not how how the world works. You're not special until you produce something, you accomplish something. Until then, you're just a normal everyday Joe.
Yeah, and Woody, you're right. Your impression that they're phasing out Clark Kent is more than an impression. Superman is leaving Earth. I think he's going to be in a different book, but he's going to be off-world. He's going to be exploring war world while John is exploring himself. Well, I mean, he is, but here's the thing, that I see a lot of arguments saying having a character, come out as this is not a political statement. Like, no, it's not. Having Harley Quinn come out as gay is not a political, as bisexual is not a political statement. Having Robin come out as bisexual is not a political statement. Having Superman Jr. come out as gay is not a political statement. Having Harley Quinn, Robin, and Superman Jr. come out in a 2-month span is a political statement. That's the statement that's being made. It's everybody.
I'm beginning to see a pattern formed. One time, it's what it is. 2 times, you're gonna get a little suspicious. I mean, there's something going on here. 3 times, no, there's a conspiracy here, and I'm using it very accurately. Thank you to the CIA who created the conspiracy concept. Yeah, there's a conspiracy here going on.
And let's not forget the new Flash, the new Aquaman. JLQ was supposed to be, a one-off thing, but it is the JLA now.
What, JLQ?
Well, yeah, DC last year they put out like a bracket system of saying, hey, here's some titles we're bantering about, thinking about doing. Which one would you like to see done? And they did it in sort of an NCAA bracket thing. And one of the titles was JLQ, which was just going to be the Justice League, but they're all gay. And it got stomped out by this Robin War or Robin versus idea. But then they decided to do it anyway, so the contest really didn't matter.
They were going to do it anyways. That whole thing was just a marketing gag.
Yes, it was. Yeah, you're right, Mike. He does look like a blue version of the Grinch, kind of, but he's a lot nicer. But yeah, I mean, I think it was Perch that pointed this out, saying, why did they bother doing JLQ in the first place if all the members of the JLA right now are gay or bisexual?
All this right now is going to be interesting to watch in the next 6 months to 1 year. What the sales are going to be like, and if there's going to be like 24 cover variants for all these, then it's a failure.
Yeah,
because how do you get more sales with less people?
Well, here's another thought
by doing variants.
Perch. I'm referencing Perch again. I watch a lot of Perch videos. I watch them all. I'm not Zach, by the way, but he did this video the other day about why are people lying about DC Comics not having as many books out when they're publishing more than ever? Because he's looking flat at the numbers. Here's the sales numbers. Here's the titles that come out. And I ran this past one of my LCS guys, and he's like, I don't know what he's looking at. I get it that the book says this, but I'm unboxing books in my store. And I do not have as many DC Comics showing up as I used to. They don't take up as much of the table space when I'm unboxing them as they used to. A lot of them are late. A lot of them are on hiatus. We get a lot of little mini series that don't last.
I think I know what's going on.
And I'm wondering who's buying up these books.
They're fudging the numbers.
Well, yeah, they've got to be fudging the numbers. But how like when Sean Hannity comes out with a book?
I'm assuming those numbers are based on pre-sales.
Probably.
So I think that's where it's going. It's almost like in my opinion, right? Not allegedly, in my opinion, when Disney purchased quite a few theater tickets to keep their their status, as the number one movie, whatever it was at the time.
And like, when Sean Hannity or Ann Coulter or any of those people come out with a new book, it's suddenly a New York Times bestseller. Why? Because the publisher buys crates of the same book as giveaway items.
Yep.
So it's sold enough to qualify.
Yep. And the publisher's buying these books at cost, of course. There's no way they'd be buying at a retail value.
Yeah. And how are we keeping track of numbers nowadays anyway? Because before it was always the diamond sales numbers.
I don't believe it. I don't believe any numbers that appear online anymore. I don't.
No.
You see what happened with Rotten Tomatoes in the last few years.
Oh yeah.
The game, the system is gamed on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, right now they got a movie called Fauci that's on Netflix, and they disabled the audience meter, but they kept the critics meter.
Yeah, and they're not taking on any new critics, by the way, either, because I've applied, I've looked into it.
The system is gamed.
Yep. The audience score is the only one I ever look at anyway, because they're the people buying the tickets. The critics get in for free, so they're probably going to be more disposed to being nice to something if they're told, "Hey, be nice to this."
Yeah, well, they sort of what is it? They got censored. People would make comments and they would get censored. Then the dumbasses created the concept of live streaming, which kind of negated them being censored because they can't censor a live stream.
Nope.
And within the live stream community, you get your own version of Rotten Tomatoes, and that's more real in terms of commentary than everything else. That just reminds me. Many months ago, I think it was either Marvel or DC, but one of them had a channel. I'm not sure who it was. I don't think it was Marvel or DC, but there was a channel. It had like 1.6 million, 2 million followers.
Yeah.
And they were streaming live. And I looked at the chat, and the chat was non-existent.
Oh yeah, plenty of those.
Yeah, and I'm going like, there's no way, someone with over 1 million subscribers would have a chat that's literally a ghost. Was it a ghost town?
Yeah, you'd at least get 1% of your subscribers, right?
Yeah,
Which would be exactly 10,000 people in there.
That chat should be going, rocketing with commentary. I've seen channels with a few thousand that had more commentary than the channels with 1 million plus.
Yeah, absolutely. And
it's fake.
Bianca Zombie says the Fauci movie hit 3% audience score, so they apparently got a little bit of audience in that one. But you know what they do? They say if it differs that wildly from the critic review, review bombed by fake fans and bots and stuff.
Yeah. Everyone who just decided to join and fake fans, right? The majority of the people that are doing the reviews, you can see they have multiple reviews over many months, many years.
Yeah.
How do you fake that?
I have no idea. Mike's going to be going over a story tonight on his channel at the Mike Stand. DC is claiming that the late books are due to paper shortages and printing problems. Well,
bullshit.
There is a paper shortage because
I know there is, but see, DC runs a big operation,
yes,
and the company that actually does the printing for them, they stock up. They have forward thinking, what do you call it, logistics. So there's no way they will ever be short. They have more than enough paper, in their system or on the floor, so to speak, to maintain operations for many months or years.
Yeah. Now James Lee has talked on our open mic nights before. His thought is that, and he seems pretty confident in it, like he had a source on it, that DC's lateness is not because of the paper shortage, but because of a credit shortage. Books aren't selling. Printer sees this. Their line of credit is sort of diminished.
No, that's very accurate. Sales are not happening. The problem with a company like DC or Marvel or anybody else is that they have to keep the spice flowing.
Yes, the spice must flow.
The spice must flow, and if it stops, the whole system collapses almost instantly, overnight. because they can't take money from one hand and shovel it or shuffle it, not shovel it, shuffle it to the other hand.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at what happened when COVID went into full effect here. Diamond, when Diamond shut down.
Yeah, that was the stupidest thing they did.
Yeah, and DC immediately found another distribution system, and not like overnight, but it was PDQ. But also look at the number of stores that shut down because they couldn't exist for more than 2 to 3 weeks without cash.
Because they were running on hairline margins.
Yeah,
and that's not a way to survive. Oh, it's a very poor thinking. A lot of comic book creators say, "Oh, I'm doing this book, at cost or below cost because I wanted to get it to my customers." Like, no. If your book's good enough, your customers are going to pay for your price point. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
A lot of people have that poor mentality. That's ridiculous.
Anyone who says that they're doing it for that much under cost because they just want to get it in the hands of their customers, whether they know it or not, they're doing it because they want to be able to say, "I made a comic."
It's a vanity project at that point.
Yeah, and they may not realize it themselves yet, but if you do it under cost, if you have to do it under cost, chances are you're not going to do the second issue because there's probably a reason
you're not,
and
you won't be able to maintain. That's a given. At a certain point, you're gonna your credit card company is going to be saying to you, you got a monthly installment to pay, and you're not paying it.
Oh, trust me, I'm taxing my line of credit and my net 30 with different companies right now, but so far staying afloat. I'm because I gotta buy shipping supplies for different things, and this next one, George, is going to tax me. I got a Gemini mailer and a 12-inch tube that all have to go into the poly mailer. And I've tested it with the empty mailer and the empty Gemini and the empty tube, and it barely gets the thing closed. I'm like, I should have bought bigger bags.
Oh boy.
But they were branded bags. They've already been paid for. They got the guy's logo on them. So we'll make them fit. If I've got to heat them up and stretch them out, we'll make them fit. I wonder if I could do that. Put them in the microwave or something. Put them in the oven. Just make them stretchy.
No.
Hair dryer?
Use Ziploc bags.
Well, of course. But no, I've already got the pre-printed mailers.
Jeez.
But they're pretty stretchy. I could get a hair dryer and just,
Yeah.
My luck, it would shrink it up, though.
It will do that. Remember, the plastic is designed to have memory. At a certain point, when the cold touches that plastic, it's gonna brittle and shrink.
Well, that's fine as long as I've got it sealed. It can shrink back up around the stuff. I don't mind that.
Duct tape, when in doubt.
I guarantee you I'll be using packaging tape, even though these are sealable bags, because it's like there's a little strip where it's like the flap just doesn't quite reach now because of the beautiful looking posters. No, I won't. They're packed away too flat. I was going to get one out and show it, but I don't want to.
No, don't show it off.
Don't mess with customers' product.
Exactly.
Don't play with the shipments. It's a good way to get things damaged. So best to leave it alone. But Angel's Awakening is going to be shipping as soon as we get the books, and that's the one where I've got the prints, I've got the trading cards, I've got the bags. We're waiting for the books, and the books are at the printer, and the printer's saying got no paper.
That's
so many trees got sick with COVID that they stayed away from being harvested.
I don't have to tell you. You know what I can tell you is I'm excited about Joe King Book 3. I already have the logistics on it. The printer will be in the United States, and it will be shipped directly to you.
Excellent. So
from the printer.
I didn't even know you were thinking into Book 3 yet.
Oh my gosh! Here, let me
Well,
show you a little backstory.
But then again, I'm not surprised because you know what, that little image I used for the thumbnail, I kept your copyright on it because
That's fine.
I don't trim that stuff off. But I noticed it was copyright 2012,
Yeah.
and
Yes, that's when I
that's a
drew that
long time ago.
illustration.
So there's a lot of thinking going into all of this.
All right, so blah blah blah. My website, that's where you buy the book. But
Link below.
the link below. But here, see all these wonderful buttons up here?
Yes.
No, you don't have to do that. Go back. You can show
Okay.
our faces.
Okay.
All these wonderful buttons, right? There's a secret. There's a secret site in here. This is the secret stash. You see this? Joe King is the bottom left, bottom right.
Bottom right.
I still have all these others to do.
Oh, that's a lot of books.
And this is the big picture.
Now,
Right
are they
there.
interrelated?
It's all related. There's Joe King right there in the center. Everything around it is a complete story that interlocks with each other or Joe King. And by the way, yes, this is a game board as well. When I actually finish the stories in the blank areas, this will become a full on game board.
Okay, so when we all the time we've talked about Joe King, my whole thought has been, hey, George has these two books out, these two Joe King books. It starts with Joe King 1, it goes into Joe King 2.
Yeah, Joe King 1 is issue 20.
Yeah, it's issue 20 of the Black Diamond Effect.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know what Eclipso has to do with all this, but it's, you know who Eclipso is, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. He carries the Black Diamond and it makes people bad. But this is all one story of different genres that is threaded together. Probably knowing how you work, probably in no order other than the one you want to impose on it, and it'll still make sense.
You can pick a book, and then you will end up coming. You remember the end call? How wonderful that story is. Yeah. Of course. You start off with the character. Forgot the main character's name, Darrow, something like that, or forgot his name.
I gotta look it up.
Well, he's falling, right? The opening shot is he's falling, and then he goes through the huge journey across time and space and reality and all that stuff.
Okay,
and then the last page, he's falling. And within the in call, the entirety of the story, you can actually just randomly flip through the book and start a particular page, and you'll end up at that page eventually.
Because it's just a loop.
Exactly. This is the same concept of the Black Diamond Effect.
So when did you
first? The Black Diamond Effect is trademarked.
Well, I would hope.
It is 1990.
Good. So you've been working on the Black Diamond since 1990? Black Diamond Effect?
No, actually, since grade 10, when my English teacher told me to get my ass in gear, or she would fail my year, and then she said, do an assignment, something on Shakespeare. So I decided to do What If Macbeth and Lady Macbeth Had Lived. I ran to Cole's store where I got the Cole's notes on Macbeth. I read the Cole's notes, then I read the Shakespeare play in its raw state. I understood the story, and then I worked on a Smith Corona typewriter overnight. Until I had 30 plus pages of an epic story of What If Macbeth and Lady Macbeth Had Lived, and the story branched off from the moment Banquo's son escaped Macbeth's evil. So Banquo's son ends up becoming a great soldier and a fighter. Macbeth and Lady Macbeth end up having a child, Mary, and Mary ends up with Banquo's son, Fleance. They what do you call hook up, and in the final battle, uh, Macbeth is about to deliver the killing blow to Fleance, and Mary, Macbeth's daughter, kills him because no man can kill Macbeth.
So
it was epic in its presentation, and only 30 plus pages. And my teacher said, "This was great. Do this again." I did, and then the second story was the Black Diamond Effect. And then her response to me was, "I have it somewhere in my Twitter feed. I can't find it as quickly as I can, but I took a picture of the whole book, of all 30 type pages. But I also took a picture of her statement at the end, and it said basically like this: I read it. I don't understand much of it. My husband read it. We read it to our kids. I think this will make a great movie."
Well, then good.
She gave me, I think it was like a 98%, 2% on spelling, right?
Right.
Because, she can hold it up and see where the liquid paper is to the light. And
well, you corrected it.
Yeah, I know. But I still had spelling mistakes elsewhere.
Okay.
So,
yes,
but at that point, that was it. I knew the direction I wanted to go.
So when you did the what if Macbeth's parents had lived?
Yeah.
Did you write it in iambic pentameter?
No.
See that extra step.
I know, but I had one night to do it. It was one night, literally one night. I mean, I started typing, and I didn't finish typing until I had to take a shower and go to school.
Oh, had those nights.
Oh, by the way, a week after that, when she graded everything, she failed the entire class except for me. And she said that to the class, and she says, and everybody's going like, "What the fuck?" He goes, "Yeah, one person passed," and it said it's George. And I'm going like, I'm thinking, what the fuck? And then she goes, "Okay," and then she gets she randomly goes through all the papers on her desk. Says, "Look, one sheet, maybe two sheets, double spaced, blah 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 blah." And this is George. And then she takes it and then drops on her desk and goes like this.
Yep.
And she goes, "This is what George handed in. 30 plus pages." And everyone's going like, "What the fuck?"
Well, the story took off.
Yeah, well, I actually was, I was the tallest geek in the school, in my class, and all that stuff. All of a sudden, I was being noticed.
Yeah. But everybody had to answer the same question, though, right? What if Macbeth's parents had lived?
No. It was just a book report on Shakespeare.
Oh, I gotcha.
So okay. Everybody, it was up in the air. So my book report was, what if Macbeth and Lady Macbeth had lived? And here's my thesis to how it would play out.
Okay, I can relate to that.
At a certain point, I had I forgot the not Banquo, Seaward, and a bunch of other soldiers that that were in the story that were part of Fleance, Macbeth's army. They were waiting for the go ahead to attack, and my epilogue was. The soldiers were there, like many years later. The soldiers were still waiting, and they said, "Okay, we're just going to give Macbeth 5 more minutes."
That's loyalty right there.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I can relate to that. You had to write a book report. Everybody was just doing it. My 8th grade teacher, he wanted a composition from everybody every Friday. Turn in a composition, write about something, and I got real tired real quick of 2 pages of this or 2 pages of that. So I just turned in something. He's like, it's not finished. I'm like, that's why it's called chapter 1. Like, I just started turning in chapters of this World War II vampire saga that, just like, what if we had a vampire fighting on our side, and I just had it start off with I forget the character. I've still got it too, by the way, packed away in my other home, with 2 corrugated cardboard covers and a spine made out of black electrical tape, after 3 hole punching it and yarning it together. So I did my own saddle stitch. But it was a guy who was, he was fighting in wherever the Black Forest is. I want to say Austria now, but the region formerly known as Transylvania. And these bomb bursts went off, and they unearthed the coffin. And there was a skeleton with a wooden stake there. Well, he thinks the wooden stake was like part of a tree limb, with all the trees that got shattered. And he's like, not wanting to leave the dead desecrated, he just pulls it out and starts to close the coffin. And of course, the vampire reanimates. And
of course,
because when you pull the stake out, you've got to keep the stake in. I forget what monster movie I saw that in, but there was one where he took the stake out and the vampire comes back to life. Anyway, the vampire wants to, is grateful to be alive again, and basically says, your fight's my fight. Let's do this thing. So it was, the story's kind of repeated the pattern. I would look up battles and I'm like, okay, this is the date, this is the place, and go and do. And he had me take it down to like the 6th grade. When I got the entire book done and was working on the next book, he had me take it down to the 6th grade class and read it out loud to them. Yeah, wow. I don't write them like that anymore.
Well, that's that's deep. It is.
It was. It's better than the 5th grade composition that I wrote, where I wasn't going in chapters yet. I wrote a Green Lantern and Spider-Man crossover. I don't know why. I think I just wanted to do a crossover where it wasn't like the big characters, and it was just like, I think I just literally randomly said this guy and this guy. Oh boy, that thing read like it was written by a 10-year-old. Every Deus Ex Machina that you could come up with was there.
Oh my gosh!
He had a Green Lantern ring. You could do anything you wanted. Make a Spider-Man robot that looks like me. Okay, but it'll be green.
Yeah. You know what? As you're talking, I'm going through Twitter to find that scan.
You're dinner calling, George.
But at the same time, here's a elevator pitch on the stories. I think you're gonna get a gag. All right.
Okay.
Let's make this as small as possible. So there we go. There we go. Okay, so the first book, Goo. 3 Canadian children with their uncle crossed the globe to rescue their family and save the world at the same time. Downsized. An out-of-date robot auctioned off due to downsizing must save humanity from the very company that sold him. That's actually joking, book 3.
Oh, okay.
Tachyon is the next one. A 30-year-old foul-mouthed detective has to relearn her social skills when she wakes up 15 years in her past. Power is the continuation. Leslie gets an easy low-level job, but discovers quitting will get her killed, and the only way out is to navigate to the top. Dreamers. 3 women from around the world band together to discover why every time they go to sleep, they end up experiencing the same nightmare.
And all of these are interrelated.
Yeah. The Black Diamond Effect. This is what I wrote. Okay. Terrorists, evil accountant, hitmen, thieves, robbers, the military, corrupt police officers, vengeful teachers, pesky sister, school bullies, and an upset girlfriend are all that stands in the way of Adam surviving his last day on Earth.
There's a lot of apocalyptic plots going on here. It's the same apocalypse, though, isn't it?
No, there's no apocalypse.
Oh,
you get the feeling of it. The next one is Iron Dragon. Alone and trapped 2,000 years in the past, Adam's only way home is by helping a young princess take back her kingdom from a madman who had glimpsed the future. The continuation, the dinosaur war. The dinosaurs are committed to waging a world war for domination of the earth, and humanity's only hope is in jail in another galaxy.
So do these characters like cross over through the background of your other books?
Yeah. In some cases, the side characters or the background characters in one story are the foreground characters in another. Canuck, a medical robot's first mission ends him up 600 years in the past, and the only way home is to live through the history of Canada. I like this one. This one was a lot of fun. I mean,
that Canadian Revolution almost killed him.
Yes. This was a lot of fun. I was what I'm about to read you. I was inspired by Muggs and the East Side Kids, the Bowery Boys, right?
Satch.
Yes, yeah. I've been this. What I'm about to read you is in that genre, that style. All right. An underhanded real estate agent has a week to sell a haunted house that he stole from a dying old lady, or he'll have to face the wrath of a 9-year-old loan shark.
Give me my $2.
Joe King, existence is threatened by an invasion that started at the dawn of time, and the only hope of defeating the universal threat sits at an at-large group of Galaxy Police misfits.
You might want to retype some of those descriptions, George.
No, actually, it's technically accurate.
Okay, sits with an at-large.
Yeah, at-large group. At-large is an actual statement. Is an action at large.
Okay,
it is a dictionary correct statement.
I got you. It's not hyphenated. Okay, so the universal threats sits with an at-large group of Galaxy Police misfits. Okay.
And sits with an at-large group of Galaxy Police misfits, not with at-large group, right? It sits with an at-large group of Galaxy Police. It's technically a correct sentence. It's a hard sentence to say. Why? Because if you don't have "n" in there, it changes the meaning.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah. And then, of course, the 1990 computer-generated comic book series that started the Black Down Effect saga. The first 7 books are collected in this.
That's an impressive body of work.
And it's not done. This is not done because I still have these gaps here. 3, 4, 5, 6 gaps that I have to fill.
Well, TikTok, George.
There's only so much I can do.
I know.
Gosh, that's all I have to say. All right. So, I'll give the audience a preview.
So all of that is stuff that people can get now off your website.
Yes, if they want a hard copy, it's going to cost them $100 for the script.
So those are all
or you can wait. But I had people who actually bought, and they weren't regretting it. They were very, very happy.
Oh, by the way, I had a talk with our friend who has those PDFs that we found were you could copy the picture of the PDF. He's aware. He's like, yep, I know. That's the way the publishers wanted them. So
okay.
He's like, the good news is if they ever ask for a copy of a piece of art that they lost, I'm like, yeah, just copy it right out of the PDF and send it to them again.
That's beautiful. This is a double page spread out of Joe King, book 3 or 2. I will do the.
Look at that rotation.
Give me a sec. I'll just lock in on a particular building, and then I'll rotate around this building.
This is a scene. You can fly through this scene, people. If he were to make like a little Joe King spaceship, which he's done, it could fly through these streets.
Yeah, what you're seeing is a quick low res of what's going on. Oops! Whoa!
Got a little close there.
There you go. So this is what I've been working on. It's very meticulous work. Everything's to scale. There's lots and lots of detail here. That goes into this mining colony. And when I render it, it looks like this.
Whoa! I love renders. It looks so cool.
Oh, and make it full screen. Let the audience have a look at it.
Oh, it goes like this. I hit the full screen button and it didn't move. I'm like, it's still George's one.
Yeah, you had to wait.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Feed that into the printer and just print yourself a map.
So this is a mining colony. These platforms are for ships to come and go. That's the only way in and out of this colony because it's within a crevice, a huge crevice.
Yeah.
There is a hole that goes directly into the depths of hell right there. These particular buildings here are the battery. The battery.
They're the batteries to that tower that's behind them. If you know what I mean.
These are these towers. This tower here. That one.
Yeah, I'm looking at that big one and I'm thinking Little Mermaid.
That one there, right there. These are the actual mining towers, right?
Okay.
These here are what actually what we call maintain battery power to the whole location. What you have here is the people, the workers. They're either they have a hut or a house, depending on how many people. This here is an apartment complex with multiple platforms. This one here behind here is a bigger apartment complex with bigger platforms.
Yeah.
What else?
I'm telling you, George, that tower looks dirty.
All right, here I'll show you what the.
It's got that studded base to it, and then it widens out, and then it spirals, and
yeah. So this is the bigger tower right here.
Now that's cool.
All right, there's the smaller tower right there. You know what? Let me disable the shadows so you can just see
you
what's
get
up
right
there.
onto those platforms. Yeah.
With shadows. There you go. So this is from the opposite direction. You can see a smaller apartment complex, and smaller what we call mining units right beside the huts. And
this plays a pivotal role in George getting his pizza in 30 minutes or 2 hours.
This has nothing to do with the pizza. This is one of the challenges in the story for the characters.
Okay, and for the reader too, I believe.
Yes, it's going to be a challenge to go through these 2 pages.
Because depending on how you go through these 2 pages affects the flow of the read.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And stop being so cryptic, man. Hush. Shh, shh, shh.
I'm trying. Your dinner is sitting here trying to trying to throw shade at you, and I don't have the heart to tell it that my dinner tonight was a cup of great value macaroni and cheese that I spiced up by throwing an envelope of star-kissed tuna into and stirring it up to make poor man's tuna casserole for $1.50.
Oh, geez. I really sympathize with you. I had a steak.
Oh. Now I did splurge this week, and there's I live in a very small town. It's a resort town, actually. Most of the houses are rented out for like summer, and then people go home. It's on the lake. But like just down the hill and around the corner, somebody opened up a cafe, and everyone was like, oh, that'll never last. But while it's here, I'm using it. It's a farmhouse cafe, and I had a chicken fried steak with gravy, and it was good.
So I think I told it. Give me a sec. Did I tell it? Yeah, not yet. I just set the new rotation. I set it to render. So we're going to watch in real time on this little window how long it takes to render.
Okay. See you tomorrow, folks.
And while that's happening, I will continue to endeavor to go through my Twitter feed to find that message.
What we don't know is that it's already done. We're just real close up on a blue window.
No, you see right there. It says rendering.
Oh, well,
you can't see it right there. There it is. You see it?
Now I do.
Yeah. Look.
Oh, something happened. It's filling in.
It's magic.
It's like it's coming in over 300 baud modem, but it's coming in.
I forgot what setting did I set this at. Oh, 1920 by 1080. Okay, so that's cool.
Pretty big.
No, that's super low res.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I usually render 60,000.
This reminds me of something I used to marvel at 10 years ago. Something called the Gigapixel project.
Oh yes, I know about that.
Yeah, it's like these beautiful. It's like, look at that cityscape. Yeah, zoom in, you can see the woman changing in her window and that skyscraper in the back. Like, whoa.
Yeah, I remember that project. It's like, I go, this is such a waste of time. There's no way you can store that data. There was no way.
Yeah, but now they can.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so there's the render. And but give me a sec. Let me just go back up here. Move the camera out of the way so I can.
Okay. So there's nothing floating in this, right? I mean, this is all, towers built on the ground. You could literally feed this into one of your 3D printers and have it print a solid single color piece of the town.
No. It's going to be multiple prints.
It is going to be multiple prints. Now I'm engaged.
There you go. There's the new render right there.
That's awesome.
Different angle.
So yes, folks, if you're looking at this, folks, and you think, gosh, it looks kind of like a game board.
So this you're looking at. Here's the main tower. The main what do you call mining tower.
The vibrator.
Right? And there it is from the other point of view.
Ah, I see. Yes. It's not quite so prominent in this view.
So basically, the previous render, this is how you're looking at the tower. Right. This is your point of view, right here. And so say this is north. Okay, this is north.
Yep.
In the new render, this is north.
Yes, I see the little Conair hairdryer thing off to the right here. No, okay, come clean. This I'm looking at these towers and I'm thinking, this looks like he just snapped a picture of some woman's vanity and recolored them. Because I'm seeing, I'm pointing at it like you can see. I'm like, that's the end of a hairdryer detangler, and these are lipsticks. And
well, yeah. These are basic shapes. Squares, yeah. Obviously. Or missiles. These shapes here are basically your standard 1950s UFO shape.
Yep.
Igloos right here, right? These are just your standard igloos. This is your standard, very inexpensive house that you.
Yep.
I mean,
Like a Monopoly house.
all these shapes are designed on basic um, historic references that your mind will quickly attach to.
Yeah, and then you can just sort of like reorganize them and make them into something else.
This is based on the lightsaber concept.
Oh yeah, the lightsaber. I get it. I can see that.
Yeah.
Now,
That's the only modern reference. Everything else, I mean, the platforms here, the whole concept of the platforms is from Metropolis.
ooh, now you're talking about the Fritz Lang Metropolis at this point.
Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Not the city of Superman. So what is this curvature of the Earth? The upward curvature. It looks like this city is in a depression.
Yes, it is. It's there. It's like the mining city. It's inside a bigger area. The bigger area will be illustrated. I don't need to 3D that stuff. I can
Sure.
finish these blank areas with hand illustrations.
Because
Of
it's
course,
really
there's going to be there's going to be hand touch up on across the whole thing.
Oh yeah. This is a mixed medium kind of creation. You've got your 3D, you've got your digital, and you've got your hand drawn stuff.
Yep.
So this is going to be in the book that people are going to be getting late December, early January.
Yeah. Oh, let's knock on wood. Real wood.
Okay. It's that Ferris wood.
It's the real deal.
Slightly magnetic wood.
Yeah, that's it. No, I want this book to be in people's hands in December, but like we said in the beginning, that shipping price, hike on postage, 30% hike is like that's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Here in the US,
I accounted for when I said shipping is included in the package. I accounted for maybe there's a few customers out there that are in such a out of the way place where it will be costly to ship to them, and I say to them, yeah, that will be on my dime. Okay,
Well,
no problem. I accounted for a small percentage of that, but when the system hikes their prices, and that small percentage of very difficult to mail to customers happens to everybody, that's a problem.
Well,
that's price gouging because they know people want to send stuff, mail stuff to their friends and loved ones, and they're price gouging at that point.
Yeah,
isn't that supposed to be illegal?
They actually had the temerity here to include in the PR headlines is basically that the costs are going to go up temporarily, and in exchange for that, we're going to deliver slower service.
Yeah, it's like what the hell isn't that supposed to be illegal? Isn't that like I don't know what the legal term is, but
it's not illegal when the government does it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know that the U.S. Post Office is not the government, but it is the government. It's sort of its own thing that still answers to the government, but it's temporary. So it's because they just did a rate hike in August. They can't do another permanent rate hike that quickly. I would hope not. Anyway, but yeah, it's temporary for the holidays. But you were also setting up this shipping back when Australia was a free country.
Yeah, that's also true. I'm really worried because I do have customers that are in Australia.
Oh, have you seen the shipping rates to Australia, George?
No, you might as well tell me now.
2 months ago, to ship a comic to Australia was $28.
Now what is it?
2 weeks ago, it was $70. Today, you can't get books into Australia. They don't have a post office.
What do you mean they don't have a post office?
They don't have.
Their post office didn't just get uprooted.
Yeah, they're well. Last week they were not getting things into Australia. Maybe they've calmed down some sense, but they missed the days of being a penal colony, so they're going back to that apparently. And I feel bad for all my friends in Australia. Yeah, I'm laughing, but I'm laughing nervously here. It's not because I don't think it's funny. Because it's not because I think it's funny. I don't think it is funny at all. But I've got clients in Australia that base their prices on being able to ship out of Australia. Hopefully they still can. I expect Kemosabe will be sending me a box of the company men with a note that says, "I will be here at a certain time. Come get me." Have the boat pull around the rock.
Yeah. And the password is the sparrows fly through winter.
Yes, I told him I thought I was going to have to actually get on a boat and take it to Australia so he could throw the box of books over the wall they're building, and I could just catch him and put him on the boat and zip off towards the ocean liner and get them back home. It's crazy. I mean, you expect that kind of stuff from a third world country, not Australia. Australia was like half almost civilized.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
And the next one I see good, it looks like Canada. So I have.
It's not. It doesn't make sense on a technical level. It's completely. All this is completely unnecessary on a technical level. You quarantine the people that are sick. You don't quarantine the people that are healthy. Yeah, that's just common sense.
And now
I'm not even talking about recommending and all that stuff, medical things and whatnot. I'm not a doctor. I'm just talking about common sense. It's like you got the same disease all over the world, but for some reason, Africa, United Kingdom, and Japan are doing just fine, and they're handling it completely in the antithesis of what North America is doing.
Yeah. Now, I know
how's that happen? I mean, it's like, what happened? You hit the border, and all of a sudden the virus says, "Oh, now I'm in United States.
I'm free."
Yeah. I don't know how that works. I don't.
Well, honestly. I know that I was talking with somebody who spent time in Japan this past week, Greg Shen, and we were talking about how Australia's got the app now. You have to have the app on your phone. They have to be able to call you. You have to take a selfie within so many minutes. It's time stamped and location stamped to prove you're in the house. And he said they had that in Japan. They had 3 apps in Japan that you had to have to prove you were in quarantine. He said, but this was just for the people who had just come into the country and had to go through the 2-week quarantine. After that, go do your thing. You've gone through quarantine.
Apparently, the 2-week time period is an arbitrary number, just like 6 feet.
Yeah.
So because some countries are like at 4 feet and 2 feet. I mean, I don't understand. Well, what does the virus know when it crosses the border?
It's like the 5-second rule. It's like germs. It's like, nope, don't get the food yet. We gotta wait.
Yeah, exactly.
So viruses are the same way.
Here's a new render. Give me a sec. I got to move the camera out of the way.
We're rendering the city again. So you can get a lot of panels once you've done one model. You can get a lot of panels out of it just by changing the orientation of it, getting a new render and drawing your characters in, and in a way, this is a 3D version of doing the painted backdrops that the Disney animators used to do.
Exactly. You nailed it perfectly. And because you said that so eloquently, I will show you the key art folder.
Sometimes I get things right.
All right, so there's the new render. So basically now north is this way.
Gotcha. We're looking south.
right? Yeah. So there's the big building. There's the hole for point of reference. Here's everything that you can see from the other from this location. We're looking at this way now.
You'll never have to worry about forgetting to draw something in and causing
Accuracy. That's what
yeah.
when I'm reusing assets or reusing certain things. I want to have accuracy as much as possible, and because of 3D, it's a big boost. It helps a lot.
Yeah.
It helps a lot, and the fact that you have to render it in a very specific way so it looks like it's still a comic book.
Okay, so are there properties in this model to where, like, if you were to take and copy the Joe King spaceship in, and you put it there on the north border, just set it on the ground like it parked there, and you size it appropriately to the buildings, okay, and then you say that's not where I want it. I want it on the south end of the city. You just pick it up and you put it on the south end. Do you have to shrink it, or does it self perspective?
No, it's no. The ship is done at a different scale to this. A lot of these assets are done to different scales.
Okay.
For if I did this city at the scale of the ship, this would the scale of the ship, would be, like a third of this platform, or smaller, a quarter of this platform. Well, this would have to, if I had the scale of the ship dropped in here, and I would scale the city up to the ship, I would have to scale it up like 400 or 500%, and that's a memory hog on data.
Yeah, but I was just curious if, okay, well, let's just go what we got here now. Say that you got one of those towers and you want to move one of the towers that are on this north edge.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
right now.
Okay, give me a sec. I dig what you're saying.
Would it self perspective change, or would you have to put it over there and then shrink it down?
No. Give me a sec. Let me. I found the thing. Give me a sec. I'm right now. Just humor me for a few seconds, okay? Because not only am I taking the snapshots off my Twitter feed, but I will also show you 04. Right. Okay.
I feel like you're being punked.
No. Okay. I'm gonna show you what happened. Okay, this is the asset folder.
Yeah.
So I will just randomly go through, like, this is the gang ship, right? It's in humanoid form. Here's the taxi, the ship that's on the cover, the ship that's coming to every customer.
Right.
So this is different renders right here. Here's the bad guys. This is also a bad guy, the dinosaur ship.
Okay, the dinosaur ship with dinosaurs on it.
Yeah.
Are they the dinosaurs that we saw in the other book?
Yes. And you'll see more dinosaurs too. Because just like the humans, when you're off planet, some humans who live closer to heavy gravity over generations will grow different, will develop differently from lighter gravity environments.
Bone density and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I forgot what this is. Oh yeah, this is the broken ships. This is the space bicycle.
Cool. It's got tires.
Yeah. This is inside the ship itself.
Yep, I've seen that one.
And it's multi-layered. So, like, okay, you see this?
Yes.
Actually, it'll take too much. I can strip the layers out, so that way these seats come off. that seat, that steering wheel comes off. This control panel comes off, so I can drop characters into the right layer in this panel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What else? Oh, here's the captain of the ship. For accuracy, I have rotations of him.
That's just
without the eyes, because the eyes, they're all character. This is a beacon that you see in the story.
You want to hand draw the eyes because they get expressive.
Remember Star Trek? Okay, what I'm about to show you is the inspiration from the Star Trek cartoons in the early 70s.
Yeah, the
all right.
Filmation ones.
Yeah, so what they did was they reused cells, right? Well, I did something similar, but I got so much that you can't tell I'm reusing it, right? So this is the beauty shots of the ship.
So we got a couple of people asking what 3D program you use, what 3D modeler.
Maya,
Maya.
Very expensive program. Yeah.
Because this is not a program that George went out and got because he wanted to do a comic book. You have a business where you do a lot of 3D
I purchased a license. It was very expensive. I purchased the last perpetual license before they went to subscription model.
Oh, I hate subscription models.
Oh, I do too. And there's so many great features in the latest version of Maya, but I'm a meat and potatoes guy, right? Yeah. I just use the very basics of the software, and that's all I need. Okay, so this is the mushrooms, different mushrooms from the mushroom world,
right?
Which is in the opening act, right? Like here's more mushrooms, and the way it's drawn and rendered, it looks like it would, you can drop it into a comic book panel.
Yeah, and they can walk around it, and if you were to do 3 panels of them walking around the mushroom, them always in the foreground, everyone would look at that mushroom and say, wow, he drew that mushroom 3 times and he got everything exactly where it would have to be to show the perspective the correct.
That's right.
And didn't forget to draw a fungi panel.
This is the interior. Oh, I haven't shown this scene yet, but might as well.
Now
this is inside this ship.
Okay.
Right? In fact, let me point out where it is. That scene is right there inside this. Oh no, actually, sorry. I think it's here. It's in this area here.
Okay.
Okay. In Star Trek 3, the Enterprise is coming into the space dock, and the doors open up because they're on a curve, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's similar concept to that. And inside here is where this scene is. This is a space shuttle.
Yeah.
And these two here are world destroying missiles. So they park the space shuttle. They're helping humans that were stuck in deep space, and they're triaging. Okay, the doctor Joe's wife is triaging the humans that they picked up, and the gag is she's trying to save their lives, right?
Yeah.
From lack of oxygen, hypothermia, and death, so to speak. They parked the shuttle next to not thermonuclear bombs, but world destroying bombs.
Let's get you healthy and send you back so you're there in time for the arrival of this bomb.
Yeah, so to speak. So these are the different angles of the shots. Here, the engineer is actually going to be talking to the shuttle crew, the shuttle engineers, saying, yeah, I took out that panel there, and I took out that over there. That didn't seem necessary, and I put in a few new things, like here you have energy generator, blah blah this, and you got over here you got this new airlock system. Okay, so I upgraded your radiator to something. Basically he upgraded their shuttle so it's actually star worthy, not space worthy. and the humans are going like, uh-huh.
How do we use that?
And he's pointing at it, he goes, yeah, I took out this whole science gobbledygook container. I don't know why you need it. Yeah, I fitted you with the latest sensor array, and I made it work with your computer's archaic system, that kind of thing.
Which the operating system of which I also upgraded.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge gag. And here's the extreme wide angles of inside the ship.
Oh man! So how many pages you got left to do on this?
There's a purpose. I can't tell you. Okay. But it's 120 pages. The reason for the extreme wide angle is because at some point they're going to be picking up stragglers, and this entire cabin, which is basically the size of 3 Winnebagos, is going to be filled up with many characters. Some characters are going to be sitting there sleeping. Other characters are going to be watching, what's going on. Others are going to be playing bridge, actual card game. Another one will be actually taking orders as a waiter.
And that's not a glass window above them all. Those are monitors.
No, yeah,
that's transparent top.
Yeah, in Star Trek, as an example, you have this monitor at the front, and that's what you see out. No, here there is no forward monitor. The entire roof is your monitor, and you're looking through. The military has something very similar to this.
Yeah,
you put on the helmet. You put on the helmet, and you're able to see through the airplane. You can see wherever you turn your head. It's as if you're seeing right through the airplane. You can see everything.
Yeah. Transportation has what they call transparent truck technology, where the back panel of a semi is a monitor, so that you can see through the truck and see if there's a car coming around it before you try to pass.
Exactly. Standard cars now, when they're reversing or going forward, you have a monitor, right there, and you can do a 360 look around your car. I mean that's freaking amazing. Well, I took that simple concept and I applied it into the the science fiction element of the story, which is basically you take that concept and you just put it across the whole ceiling of your ship.
Sure.
So when you're looking out, you're looking out.
Now, imagine you do that same technology, but somebody's pulling up with a muffler missing on their truck.
Hey, wait a minute. Somebody's in there under my name, George's Dinner. Damn you, sir. Damn you.
they've been there this whole time. They've been trolling you.
I know, and I appreciate it. I really do.
But imagine you take those panels and you make them the outside of the ship.
Here's a lot of the assets, right? But here, let me. Where's the rain? The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane.
The Rhine in Spain falls mainly on the plane.
Here we go. Ooh. All right, so there's the mushroom world.
Yep.
Oh, actually, wait a minute. Back here, there's the mushroom world, and Joe's making a purchase. Right there. The store that Joe is making the purchase from is right there.
And you could zoom in on that and see it very clearly.
Right there. So he makes his purchase. The mushroom world. Let's see. Where is it? He looks outside. He sees it's starting to pouring rain. Right, and see right there. There's the store I pointed to. And he's coming out. There's the ship that's parked, and you can't really see it unless I zoom in. Give me a sec.
But you don't have to keep redrawing that store because you've got a model.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah. All right, so I'll zoom in so you can see the captain right there. The captain's actually fishing in a bucket of water.
Yep. And you don't lose any of that resolution.
And this is all vector. That's why it comes out clear.
Yeah. It's going to be an amazing new way to start doing comics, but it's got to be a slow process. I mean,
and well, here's another scene where it's raining a lot, and they're watching their friends rocket away, and the girls calling down the taxi. Here's where they're about to jump onto the taxi.
Right.
There's Joe, there's the girl, there's the captain, there's the open part of the ship. Here Joe says, hey, it's going to cost us money. Relax, I got a plan. And before I go to something else, here's them getting inside the ship. You see, it's dry around, but it's wet in this area. By the way,
yeah.
This is smart rain. All right,
smart rain.
Smart rain. The characters, people don't get wet. The rain only wets the mushrooms themselves.
Okay. So you can walk around in the rain and not get wet.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they're getting comfortable in the ship. Joe's looking out. You see the monitor is the whole ceiling, right?
Yeah.
He's looking out. He's seeing the rain hit the roof of the ship, but it's not coming through. Imagine you had a sun. What's it? A sun window? What do you call those things in your car?
Yeah, sunroof.
Sunroof.
It's the whole roof.
Imagine a sunroof, but your sunroof is an actual monitor showing you instead of just a glass window.
Yeah, and like I was saying, if you just put that on the outside of the ship, you'd basically be invisible.
Yeah, technically. There is a gag to that. And here she's getting comfortable, and the captain's about to plot his course. This is the hologram of where they're going to go, where they are, where they're going. And here the captain says, you better put on your seatbelt. And Joe says something like, yeah, I don't need a seatbelt. I've flown across the galaxy without a seatbelt. Don't worry about it. The captain says, yeah, but that's not relative to inside the ship. So here's the ship. This is a full page. This the ship taking off. It's in this orientation, by the way.
Yeah.
And here's another full page where the ship flies away from the mushroom world, and slowly goes into warp speed, so to speak.
Right. You can see it picking up speed.
Yeah. And the gag is here. The next panel, you'll see Joe plastered against the wall at the back of the ship, inside, because
of course
he's relative to his environment.
Because he's flying, so he's not touched to it, and
that's right.
Yeah.
That's a gag.
His inertia is different from the ship's.
Exactly. Okay, you reminded me of something, and I forgot what I lost track of it. What was it that I was going to show you?
I don't remember now.
Anybody in the chat remember?
I talked about an invisible ship. You were going to show us something. I talked about printing the city, and you said...
this was a few minutes ago.
Darn.
Oh, wait a minute. Is George doing this in Blender or some other 3D model? Okay, that answer was answered. What 3D program? That was answered. George's dinner. Damn you, sir. I'm thinking. Dinner with Blender. Sometimes I would know. Let's see. He is mushroom sauteed. Yeah, the mushrooms are not sauteed. That'd be a bad thing. Very, very bad thing.
Are they psilocybin?
Yeah. I think he's got it. By George, he's got it. Can I buy some drugs? um, okay, let me go here. I'm about to share. Uh, there was something that we're going to talk about before I showed this.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
remember.
I remember now.
I'm glad you remember.
Yeah.
'cause I don't.
I'm going to show you about moving the elements around.
Oh, yeah. The perspective changing.
Yeah. So
So, like, if you were to just grab a tower and drag it somewhere else on there, assuming you can do such a thing.
yeah, I can. I'll just right here. Here's all the assets right here.
Okay.
It goes all the way down. Right. Some of them are grouped, some of them are not. But I'll now watch carefully on screen. I will pick something out of here. I don't know. These are like arbitrary numbers that the program drops in because there's so many assets.
Yep.
It doesn't have time to. There's no way for I'm going to sit there and rename them all accordingly.
I hope you have this saved.
All right. So watch. There you go.
I saw something on the left change. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked that. Let's see what else. I'm gonna. Oh, that one there. Let me find something more meaty. Okay, that's too big. That'll take a while. Okay. Here we go. Okay, the small apartment complex.
I see it.
I got the pinwheel. I have to wait until the pin. This is the autosave, ladies and gentlemen. It has saved me so many heartaches.
Oh yes, always trying to autosave.
Every 5 minutes, it does an autosave. I got 40 saves deep.
By the way, if you have autosave on something like Microsoft Word, before you send the final product to somebody, copy and paste it out into another Word document. Because here's what used to happen, and maybe they got rid of it, but with autosave on, if you were typing in a document and you expressed some rage at some point, like my boss is a jerk, why is he making me do this? Backspace. Customer service is our primary concern. And autosave happened before you did all that backspace. You could open that Windows notepad or Windows document in like Notepad and see, my boss is a jerk, backspace.
Oh, no way.
Yes, you could.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
It saved the history of it all.
Oh, jeez. All right. Let me see what I can do. All right. So while we're at it, here's some photographs. This on my Twitter feed. I just found it. It was like over a year ago, and I retweeted it. But here it is. This is the front page, right? And I wrote, my grade 10 teacher told me I was going to fail the whole year if I didn't pick myself up and impress her with exceptional work. My first work was What If Macbeth and Lady Macbeth Had Lived. My immediate second work was The Black Diamond Effect. Been self-publishing since 1990, or since 1983, when my teacher told me to get my ass in gear. 30 years or 37 years, the power of a great teacher is the most valuable interruption in anyone's life.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
You get a good teacher, it means a lot.
This is the type pages, the Smith Corona type pages.
Very cool. And you 3-hole punched them. No, you didn't 3-hole punch them. There's just a
it was a 3-hole. It was a 3-hole punch paper.
Okay.
All right.
I see now.
It's like there, right there. There's. You know what? Give me a sec. Let me see. It's still saving. I can't do anything about it. Okay, so there's whiteout right there. Lots of whiteout. Yeah, right there too. Right there.
My Royal typewriter, I was able to backspace and hit a shift key and hit the same letter, and it had a white ribbon that would white out.
Oh, you son of a gun! Yeah, those were expensive typewriters back then.
Yeah, it just white out the ink itself and not a block.
Yeah, and this is the last page, and here, right, Miss Marston, because the yearbook is public. There she is, right there, 1983, 84, right. There's the teacher, and this is what she wrote in her own writing, and I found this quite an experience. I have read it several times. My husband read it. My children thought your drawings were amazing. By the way, I included drawings of the early version of the spaceship that everyone's getting.
Right.
Right. You are a very talented young person. I don't understand the gist of all you've written, but it would make a great movie. How I wish you would. How I wish you would do more of this. Marson, P. Marson. Oh shoot!
And now
right
you
there.
are
Right there.
So is she still alive, George?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we're talking about 40 years ago.
Well, yeah, but assuming that she was like 30 something,
so she's probably 70.
Yeah, you should.
I never thought about it. You know what?
That's a copy of your book.
I should look her up if she's got a public presence. But there it is.
Very cool.
That's the that's the this wonderful lady, this wonderful teacher right here wrote this and put my life on. Well, no, this is the second person. The first person was Joe Kubert, with his book 1 Million BC. It was the first comic book. The first time I became aware of a comic book. I saw it in a variety store.
Yeah, but she's the one who made a personal push.
Yeah. But Kubert was my awareness to comic books. I didn't know what the hell comic books were. I only knew what picture books are. But this wonderful lady right here, writing this thing here, right here, it made my life what it is today. It pushed my life in the direction that I am today. If I don't know, what do you call it? Butterfly effect?
Yeah. It's snowball effect on this one. Person, she made sure not to misgender.
Well, she could have said. She could have. I assume. I picked up on that right now. She could have said young man or kid or child or something like that. I think she kept it neutral because, I was still growing at that time. It's neither. She didn't want to. Constrict me to a particular concept.
A particular social construct. Yeah.
So that's this wonderful lady wrote this, and I've been doing. Where is it? Give me a sec. I've been doing all. I've been doing this.
Yes.
This in its wonderful many forms would not be possible if it wasn't for that wonderful lady giving me those words. Absolutely wonderful. And so the computer finished backing up. So watch closely. I framed it so that way I can come in close.
Right.
All right. So I will move this over here so it's along this row now. Okay.
I'm with you.
All right. So we got an empty lot. We got an empty lot. There you go. Now I'll reframe the computer so I can rotate around this area.
And the perspective stays with it. Yeah, I love it.
This is ground level view. Oh, we're going through something. Ground level view, sky view.
Just pick things up and move them around.
Yeah. And if I want to continue moving it around, I just, lock in at the right angle, so to speak. Let's change the handles a little bigger. All right, so now I can do a dynamic move instead of constricting it to these arrows. I can just select this area and just do a dynamic move. It'll stay on the same plane, but now I'm moving it somewhere else.
So yeah, and by staying on the same plane, you can't like put it on top of another tower. In this,
I
you
can.
could, but it's locked at this plane right now.
Yeah, right now, but I can bring it here, and then I can select the up arrow.
Ah, there you go. Okay.
And now this building is sitting on top of this smaller building. And the beauty of undo.
Control Z, Control Z, Control Z.
And it goes back to
right where it was when you picked it up.
Right where I picked it up.
Yeah, if it goes over another building, checkmate.
Yeah. So pull back. So, what does this look like? From a world perspective, this is what it looks like.
Oh, look at that! So you can go underneath of it, even though you won't. It's just that you can. Yeah, that's some fun stuff.
Yeah, and there's a purpose to not putting more detail like bricks and stuff into the models, is because this whole thing is designed for distance shots,
right?
Background shots and stuff like that. But when I do render a scene like this right here, I will go in and actually put in a little suggestive texture of what the surface really is.
Okay, because you can skin them, I would imagine.
Of course I can, but again, that would cause lots of memory problems.
Yeah. What kind of a machine do you have to use something like this? I mean, you got a Cray, a bank of them, or something, or
no, just what's it? 12-year-old Mac.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I when I made my software and hardware purchases, I made sure I made the purchase for long lasting. It's essential. Me. I don't think every one of us can afford to do an upgrade, hardware or software every year. It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And since I'm a very simple meat and potatoes guy, I don't use the latest technology and all that stuff, or the latest render techniques and the latest plugins and all that stuff. No. Everything I do is very, very simple. It's not rocket science. It's not complicated. And I've been doing the same thing for 30 years, except the 3D software I had back then was Swivel 3D, Infinity D. What is it? There was a few other pieces of software. Strata. I owned Strata Studio at one point. I really didn't like the interface.
I knew a graphic artist 30 years ago who swore by the Amiga systems.
I had an Amiga as well. I had an Amiga too, as well.
They were sort of leading edge for graphics development then at the time.
Yeah, it's I had my original stories written out in on tape that you stick the cassette tape into the machine, close
Oh,
it,
yeah.
hit play, and it would load onto the Commodore 64.
Yep, had one of those.
And the Commodore 64 would, the video would be pumped up to our family room TV. All right. and and that wasn't a happy thing when dad or mom wanted to watch, Hawaii Five-O or something like that.
Yeah.
Or
So
The Price is Right.
No.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, well, George, we've gone 2 hours here.
We have?
We have 1 hour, 51 minutes and 2 seconds.
What? You told me this was only going to be a half-hour show. What the hell?
I forgot to look at the clock, man. I'm sorry. You're gonna be behind now. For everybody who doesn't get their Joe King books on December 22nd, they have to wait till the 23rd or January 2nd. It's my fault. We kept you here long, but it was worth it. It's always worth it. We always see so much more cool stuff that you're working on. We didn't even show the guys the actual 3D prints of the ship.
Oh yeah. Okay,
because guys, that spaceship you saw, you heard him say he's shipping the ship, or we're shipping the ship. There's a ship. Those 3D things were fed into a 3D printer, and plastic was melted and sacrificed, and there it is. And all those different colors are not paint; they are different colors of plastic that are snapped in. George designed each one of these things with engineered to have interlocking snaps and locks and
like NASA, like NASA does it, where they don't use bolts and stuff. They have what we call a hot end and a cold end. As soon as they put together and the temperature comes together, the seal's perfect.
Yeah. Yep. So that's the small ship. He's made one that's he's made one that's like
so if it would actually be shipped separately, it would be shipped with the pods separated, the ring separated, and the wing separated. This would be one piece, and this would be one piece as you see fit.
To ship as flat as possible.
As flat as possible, and I would have a very easy to understand video on how to put together. Of course, glue not included. You have to buy your own glue. But I can't sell the glue because that's legal issues kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't send solvents through the mail.
Exactly.
All right. Well, George.
Not unless they're Oh, by the way, this is the small guy.
Right.
And this is my wonderful hardwood tape.
It sounds springy.
Yeah, I don't know. This is.
Oh, look at this! Well, this is slightly larger.
This is the big guy.
Yeah, that's gonna look so freaking cool.
So it comes apart exactly the same way as the little guy.
You just scaled them up.
Yeah, the pieces are unique to the size. I can't take these pieces, scale them down, and make this. It just won't happen.
Right.
Because the gap variance in this has to be the same gap variance in this. But when you take this and scale it up to this, the gap variance in here has just jumped 400%, which means this will fall out. So I had to redo the topology on this to match the same gap variance as the little guy.
So they snap in and they stay in.
Yeah, and of course, just a dot of glue, and that's all it takes.
Yep.
And this is the.
If you didn't sign up for the Joe King book this time, you're not getting this ship. So when the next Joe King book comes around, and by golly, when are you going to launch that? I mean, you're already starting it. So
Yeah, the next book is going to be it's well, obviously it's part of the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me just first.
Some assembly required. Do you need an adult to put it together for you there, George?
No, I think I can manage. I think I can manage, Captain. There we go.
You've done this so often, you should be able to do it blindfolded.
Yeah, I really am.
Like Forrest Gump putting his gun together.
And doing this. And there. Oh, by the way, the big ship and the little ship have a little custom.
The stand.
This is a prototype. I haven't finished perfecting it yet, but I think the stand. I think it's going to stay this particular design, and it just.
Now it floats.
I mean, you literally like, you know. I mean, you really have to be push hard to make it fall off the stand.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let me do this.
What are we doing? We're looking under it. Yeah, look at that. Holds that saucer section up so that you see a perfectly horizontal little version of the ship.
Right. See.
You had to beat it.
I mean, you have to do it. You have to do an extraordinary, impact.
Yeah.
And well, let me put that away. I'll show you
The Joe King diorama.
one of two dioramas.
One of two interlocking dioramas.
Yes. Let's go back.
The Joe King diorama and the green thick diorama.
The green chick.
The green thick.
There you go. Right in the light, so you can see it.
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh, wait. Let me fix my autofocus. I think that's as good as it's going to get.
And it's done so that it looks like Joe King's flying behind them there.
Yeah.
Grabbing the other guy's hat.
Yeah, he's like a Sherlock Holmes character. He's always smoking or blowing bubbles. He's not smoking. He's just blowing bubbles through that.
So he's got a bubble pipe.
Yeah. And Oldie, the dinosaur.
Yeah.
He's got milk in his flask.
A flask of milk and
right
a bubble pipe.
There's the milk, and it's sort of transparent, so you can kind of see through it.
Right.
And
then the other half of the diorama.
The other half of the diorama. Some people just bought the lady. Some people bought the characters, and some people bought this together.
Yep, and she is that big. In fact, she's a lot bigger in some scenes.
Yeah, this is the pivotal scene in the story on the cover, where she crushes the superstar.
Yes. Yeah, she's Galactus dwarfing in stature.
And this is the three holes that interlock with these three holes.
When you have an intermediary piece.
Yeah,
no.
There will be an intermediary piece. There will be a piece that specifically to show it off like this.
That's nice.
And one more thing.
Always one more thing.
The Joe King. I don't know what we call these things. Chibis.
Yeah, it's a Joe King chibi, a magnetic chibi puzzle.
Not magnetic. I was thinking about it.
Oh,
but
you didn't
this will be not this time around. So there's that piece. There's the head piece. There's the cape right here, and there's the hat. Right.
Right.
So I'll do the big one first.
So easy. So easy.
I was thinking of delivering it, in pieces like this, so that way you have an option of gluing it in whatever direction you want it to look at.
Right.
But I'm not sure. I don't think that really makes sense. And here's the little guy.
This one looks to be about the size of a Lego minifigure.
Twice.
Maybe a
the
little
size.
bigger.
Twice. Right there.
All printed off from one of your many not laser printers, 3D printers that you have around the house there.
Yeah.
Now that your home is your business, thanks to COVID. So.
Oh my God! What that's a story unto itself. That's crazy.
Hey, I live in a shipping warehouse. I can relate.
Hey, let's catch up with the chat. What are they saying here before we leave?
They're all talking about your diorama. Woody says the diorama is great. Herwenberg is here, hailing the chat and directing people to where they can get the graphic novels and the figurines. I hope they can get the figurines. I don't think they can get all of them.
No, just the graphic novels. The figurines were only available during the campaign.
Yeah. So the next time you see George launch a campaign, that's why I want to find out what the next one was. You want to sign up for this thing. In fact, George, we'll hit that real hard while you're doing the mailing list and show people what they got on the last time, why they want to sign up this time.
Yeah, there's you can still get in this campaign, you can still get original art. You can still get 54 trading cards. So it's not one or two, or do a stretch goal and get 3 or 4. No, straight out 54 trading cards.
54 cards.
The price is right there. You can get it. $150 will get you the whole package but without the figurines.
Without the figurines, because they were specifically for the people who signed up for the mailing list.
The mailing list and the campaign. That as soon as the campaign was over 30 days, I put it onto my store, because the in demand outside the United States is crazy in the fees. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
I can't. It's like $25 a processing fee. If I made one sale, the processing fee will be $25 plus the conversion fee from American to Canadian on top of that. So I would probably end up maybe with, out of $100, I'll probably end up with maybe $45.
Yeah, you need a bank in America. Just maintain it there, or the Caymans, the Cayman Islands,
or find somebody I can trust, and they just have their bank. Have their bank account to speak to my campaign and just collect the money.
This last campaign I talked about, Pedro Eng's campaign, we're running the campaign cradle to grave on that one, including the shipping of his product. So because he's in South America, he's in Panama.
Very nice.
And he can't do Indiegogo, so we'll be running the Indiegogo, and he's going to do some Spanish language videos for his entire network of South American creators. Let them know that we're doing this. So we're expecting an influx of comic campaigns from our compadres down in South America. So that will be fun. George is definitely tweeting like Columbo. Just one more thing here. So, and Leto is looking at the website to see what he might get. So, hopefully, you're going to see some, transaction fees.
Yeah, the price you see there, I clearly repeat myself multiple times. That's the price. There's no shipping sticker shock. There's no sticker shock on the shipping cost. The price that you're purchasing is the price. If it's really expensive to ship to your location, I will do it on my dime. I'm very grateful that you actually made the purchase, but the majority of the people that buy have purchased my book are either in Canada or United States, and that in itself helps with
We're the bulk of the buying public. Yeah.
yeah.
Will, you're going to get your box of the Sin Killer tomorrow. I'm certain of that. I was watching for it today, but today was Columbus Day, and they weren't delivering anything today. But tomorrow, it's only a day away, so you'll have it then. Did I know PGH's Ron Friends is running an IGG right now? I did not know that Ron Friends was running an IGG. I thought that he was running a Kickstarter with somebody else because they were going to try and set me up with a written interview. They weren't going to let me do a live interview, but maybe.
I love Ron Friends. His style of art is so unique and beautiful in simplicity.
All right. We are going to wrap it up now because now we are over the 2-hour mark. So, George, thank you for coming in and filling the void because we had nobody scheduled for tonight. And
I don't know what to tell you, everybody. Everyone who's in the chat and people who are going to be watching this on replay. I don't know what to tell you. It was supposed to be a half-an-hour interview.
Yeah.
In and out.
Hit the link underneath the video and go to georgepetergatsis.com.
Hey! By the way, Friday nights and Saturday nights on my YouTube channel, George Peter Gatsis, we play movies, not movies that you have to source out yourself and sync up to. We actually play movies on screen, and we're roasting these movies. We're making fun of these movies, and we're tearing them apart. We're even talking about the logic in the story and stuff like that. And it's glorious, absolutely glorious. It's a great fun hour and a half, 2 hours. I think it's well worth your time. Come by, check out one of the shows. Friday night, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or Saturday, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And right now, RJ, I have to tell you, there's some movies that I discovered that are really wonderful, but the quality of the movies are terrible. So what I'm doing is I'm actually spending during the week before we show the movie, I'm actually cleaning them up, really cleaning them up really nice. And the first one I cleaned up was Atomic Rulers of the World.
Ooh, now you've cleaned it up. You've cleaned it up. It's public domain. Put it on a DVD, George.
Eventually, one day. But right now, Atomic Rulers of the World. We just showed it off this Saturday. It was fantastic. The Japanese spoofed the Superman story.
Yeah.
But as well, they also spoofed. They actually used the set pieces from Dr. No. And they not only that, but they also used the radiation suits from Dr. No. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Woody Miller has subscribed to your channel, and Nefarious is here. Nefarious, you're going to get your copies of The Sin Killer tomorrow too, if you haven't already. I think you're going to get them tomorrow. I don't think you've got them already. I would have known. But hail, and farewell.
Yeah. Before I go, the next movie that I'm cleaning up right now is the Captain America 1944 serial.
Ooh.
And there's a reason why because I as I'm looking at it and going, this is good stuff. I did a little research on it, and just from the basic research, the actor who played that, he was so stressed out. This is what they think happened. He was so stressed of the filming of that serial, right? All 15 episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks after he had finished shooting, he passed away from a heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
I go like, you know what? This I can't present it the way it is right now. Presented on the internet. I've gone in and I've ran some algorithms. I've filters, a set of filters, one after the other and stuff like that. I'm cleaning it up as best as possible with the material that's available, because it's public domain. So I'm breaking into 2 movies.
Okay.
to an hour and 40-minute movies. So where the serial ends and the next episode starts, where they show you, a few minutes before the lead up to the cliffhanger.
Right.
I actually cut all that excess footage out, and both parts, both hour and a half, hour and 40-minute parts, actually flow as a really solid movie.
Nice. Very
with
cool. Can't
with
wait to see
with
that.
with the cleaning up of the footage, uh, the whole thing. So the darks are lighter, the lights are a touch darker, and the midtones are pulled to the left, so you can see more of the mid values and stuff like that. So it's not darkened and stuff like that. So there's a lot of love and effort, and I hope these guys come Friday, Saturdays. I think this will be a Saturday show, because the Saturday shows are usually for movies. The Friday shows are usually for serials. But this is such a special thing. When I
Gonna
found
be
out he
presented as a
passed
movie.
away,
Yeah.
I'm presenting it as a movie, a two-parter.
Very cool. Captain America coming up on George Peter Gatsis' channel.
This Saturday.
Tomorrow night we have Memoirs of the Morbid with Grant Lankard. Wednesday we'll have Russ Leach on here with Only Death Can Save Us 2. And Thursday, the team behind Pocus Hocus, which is a very fun-looking book that you should definitely get into.
I think I backed it. Everybody you talked about, I think I've
Well,
supported one.
I was gonna say Memoirs of the Morbid hadn't been on yet, but that doesn't mean you didn't back them already. Friday is a travel day. I won't be having a show, so we'll see you Saturday with somebody that I don't have marked in there yet. We'll find somebody to fill that void. So with that, George, thanks for coming on. Chat, appreciate you all being here. We don't have a show without you. Click the link underneath the video. Go check out George's website. Buy some books. Supplant that shipping cost that he's going to be getting hit with now. And as always, we just hope you had a blast. Good night.